to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This is a piece from Fox and Friends this morning, January 22nd, with Stuart Varney. It's another piece on socialism, but I think this is a further example, one more example, that by removing the teaching of modern history from schools in the Western world, that we end up with inane views like this, and further allowing fake and distorted interpretations of social cultures to be taught today. We end up in Canada with a socialist government and America heading that way. Don't just listen to me, someone who grew up under a socialist regime. Listen to someone who escaped from it. Remember this: if it wasn't for the free market economy, you wouldn't be able to afford socialism in the West. Who pays for all your national defence? In Canada's case, it isn't Canada. Canada couldn't defend itself. It relies on the United States. So, if the United States was a full-blown socialist country, it couldn't afford the national defence it has right now, and it certainly couldn't afford to defend Canada. So there's just one example. Who pays for the breakthroughs in healthcare? New technology. It isn't socialism. The number one example has to be the Chi-Coms, who spend every waking hour trying to steal intellectual and technological gains from the leader in the free market economy, what socialists like to call capitalism. Listen to this clip: a socialist utopia that can never be achieved without living off the backs of a free market economy. You take a listen and you decide. Could socialism actually exist without a free market economy to bail it out? I don't think so. A case in point, Ontario. People in Ontario now have changed course, and the real cost of socialism has been uncovered. The books have been opened, and the figures are terrifying. Ontario has more debt than California. So who's going to fix it? Yet again, a free market economy will fix the problems that socialists leave behind. And the circle continues. Take a listen.
Democratic freshman Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez taking on the American system that allows really rich people to get really rich.
A system that allows billionaires to exist when there are parts of Alabama where people are still getting ringworm because they don't have access to public health is wrong. It not only doesn't make economic sense, but it doesn't make moral sense.
Ouch.
Well, here to weigh in on this, that's Varney and Company on the Fox Business Network, Stuart Varney.
I cannot wait to visit the country she's speaking about.
Yes, good one.
Welcome to it.
Yes. They've not learned the lessons of history. Socialism does not work, and I'm here to tell you it does not work. I'm a refugee from that nonsense. Socialism is based on jealousy and kind of class envy. You've got it, we don't. I want it, give it to me. I'm going to take it now. That is socialism. It absolutely does not work, and there's nothing moral about that. Let me ask you this. If we'd have taken all the money off the billionaires, the government would have taken it for itself, just stripped them of that wealth and got it for themselves, for the government, would we have a dynamic, full employment economy? No, we would not. Would we have a technology sector that rules the world, that's really making America a high-tech place to do business? No, we would not. We would have the socialism that has failed in Europe, that's failed in Venezuela, for heaven's sake, and failed just about everywhere in the world. And it would not be moral. It is not moral to seize someone's private wealth. It's not. That's not the American way.
Well, Stuart, you would not have so many people working so hard to make a lot of money with, if we were in a society where society owns the factories and owns the businesses and everything is for society.
Precisely.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab, and email. You can now find us on Spotify. Just go to the podcast section and type Canadian Politics with a Twist, and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.